Hi, I'm Dr. Jack Dorley, and I am the medical study doctor here at Atlantia Clinical Trials, and I have an interest in the gut microbiome. I'm here to answer your questions about the gut and diet and fitness. It's not just diet that can affect our microbiome, but other factors such as exercise can change it too. It's often said by healthcare providers that if the effects of exercise could be put into a pill, it would be given to everyone. And the same is true that if the effects of exercise were a probiotic, it would be the most effective one that we have. Regular exercise is important for the gut microbiome because it promotes bacteria which produce butyrate. Butyrate is a compound which bacteria produce from fiber, which has beneficial effects for health. For example, it can protect against cancer, it is anti-inflammatory, and it protects against leaky gut. So exercise works well to help the gut microbiome. However, there are some exceptions on both ends of the spectrum. For example, if someone has obesity, it can take longer for the effects of exercise to improve gut health. And on the other end, in athletes who do long endurance exercises, such as those who do ultramarathons, there can be so much blood flow to other parts of the body other than the gut that this can actually damage the microbiome. However, we can say that for moderate to intense exercise is generally very beneficial for gut health. Protein supplements are very popular nowadays, and they generally come in the form of, say, protein bars or protein powder. They're made generally from dairy products such as casein or whey, but plant-based proteins are popular too, such as soy or peas. There are positives and negatives of taking protein powder. For example, people need about 0.8 grams per kilo body weight of protein per day to maintain muscle. And if you're an athlete or if you're a weightlifter, you may need to eat up to 1.2 to 2 grams per kilo body weight. And a high protein diet in combination with exercise is associated with increased muscle mass and performance. While we have decent research on the effect of protein supplements on muscles, we have less research on the effect of it on other organs, such as the gut. Some research has shown that protein powder can reduce the amount of butyrate-producing bacteria in the gut, which we discussed earlier, and can be quite important. However, it's still early days yet, and more research is needed. In addition to this, both protein powders and protein bars can be considered ultra-processed food, and this can be damaging to gut health. Really, these two sides need to be balanced up by the individual. Some athletes find that they can't reach their protein requirements without using supplements, and the benefits of muscle mass and performance outweigh any damage. On the other hand, some people might consider swapping in whole foods instead, such as meat, tofu, fish, or nuts, to get their protein requirements, and that's up to the individual. Soy is one of the most commonly produced proteins worldwide, and it's been traditionally eaten in Asia for millennia, and it's becoming more and more popular in the West. It's a good source of protein, and it also contains isoflavones, or phytoestrogen, which has been controversial in the literature in previous years. In the early 2000s, it was said because soy had phytoestrogen, which is a plant-derived estrogen, that this could affect hormones in the body or act like estrogen within the body. This theory still does the rounds on social media, with claims that it can affect testosterone levels as well as fertility and muscle growth. However, since the early 2000s, there's been plenty of research and reviews which have looked at the connection between phytoestrogens and hormones. However, since the early 2000s, there's been plenty of reviews which have looked at this link, and there's been no link found between phytoestrogens, isoflavones, and muscle growth or testosterone levels or any hormonal changes at all. In fact, soy seems to be a very good source of protein, and in combination with regular exercise can promote muscle growth as well as good gut health. Irritable bowel syndrome can be a difficult condition to manage, and one of the first pieces of advice that people are given is to take up regular exercise. The evidence linking IBS and exercise is quite solid, and it likely helps due to the anti-inflammatory effects of exercise and also the effects on the microbiome that we discussed earlier. So generally, exercise can help with IBS symptoms as well as the associated anxiety and quality of life effects. There isn't any specific research on a type of exercise that's best, but generally people should get around 150 minutes per week or 30 minutes of moderate exercise for 5 days in a week. Generally, any exercise that you enjoy and you're willing to keep up is best. Thank you very much for watching this month and sending us in questions. If you have any more questions for us, you can send them in and we'll do our best to answer them.